Welcome back to the Banjo-Kazooie 80% no RBA tutorial. I'm going to cover Mumbo's mountain route without eggs learned in this video. Sort of a beginner way. I'm going to kill these guys first. So I'm going to just show a bit of basic movement with Talon Trot, assuming you didn't watch the Mumbo's mountain portion of the other video. So in Talon Trot, now our fastest movement is with Talon Trot. You want to jump because it accelerates you to your top speed the fastest. At the end of your slide, you drop, you lose your slide, and then you like slow down a bit. And because of that, you want to keep jumping, so you never lose your slide. You want to make sure to try and jump to turn direction as much as possible when you can. If you turn to turn like this, it's not fast, it's not good. You want to jump to turn direction. Just like sort of think about it like a car. When you're in a car and you're driving and you want to make a turn, you have to slow down before you turn. You can't just keep going at your top speed and turn like that. But in this, so that's why turning is slower like this. That's why jumping is faster to change direction. Pecking, you can peck out of your Talon Trot like that. If you peck with Talon Trot in the air, you lose a lot of momentum. So if you want to kill like an enemy in the air, I would highly recommend pecking on the ground, so just canceling your Talon Trot, then jump pecking normally. You'll get a lot more momentum. The swimming, press B to dive, hold R always to turn better. Holding B will allow you to do these big strokes. Pressing A during press during like a stroke will like pause you, which will allow you to change direction better. And just A in general will keep you kicking slow. Most of the swimming in this game just uses the notches. Takes a bit of getting used to, but it's not too difficult. Yeah, I'm gonna be showing the route. In this, whenever I say something like, I like to use this camera, that's just my personal preference. You can do whatever camera you want as long as it's consistent and you can practice with a consistent camera. But I will be mentioning some important cameras when they come. So, go over here, get this Jinjo, hold back to get the token that would normally be there, get these notes. Getting these notes just take practice. Without stuttering. Jump all the way up here. Jump. Like this, whoops. And, wow, I'm bad. When you're beak busting this, I would recommend skipping that note text. As a beginner, you would want to land on an egg, in this recoil. The fastest thing to do is to land on this top hut, just so you're getting Talon Trot the fastest. Then you can go to the tower. But if you land on an egg, then the egg text appears, which means you don't have to skip it later. So yeah. Now, Tigger's Tower. I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna go over a bit of explanation. So, to explain this, when your shadow is on a slope, a timer starts ticking down. Normally, you need to be the ant to be in here to beat this tower, because you just slide off. When your shadow is on a slope, a timer starts ticking down. And when it reaches its max, then you slide off. But while that timer's ticking, you can do whatever you want. And if you get your shadow off the slope and back on, then the timer resets. I can actually show it here. So look at ST right there. That's your slope timer. If you're on this, when it gets to 1, then you slide off. However, if you jump off, it goes to 0, and it starts ticking when you get back on the slope. You manipulate that, we can get all the way to the top of this mountain. So, this first floor, I would recommend doing in Talon Trot. Highly recommend. I really don't think anyone should be doing this without Talon Trot. If you really want to, you can. It's not that bad, but I'd recommend doing it without it. You want to make sure to try and... When you're doing things without Talon Trot in this, you want to jump in one direction, and then flutter to change direction. That's the way to do it without Talon Trot. One thing to note, for this entire Tigger's Tower, when you're going on most of these platforms, you want to jump onto the front of them, into the front lip of them. You don't want to be on the sides, you don't want to approach it from the sides, that'll just make it harder. Except for that one. That one's just an exception, because you can jump right away into the top, into the next floor. Yeah, Talon Trot, you jump here. That's my bad. My camera setup for this is just like, well, I do one down left and up left, and my camera's a bit different like this. Yeah. I'll just do it one more time. So, just jump in front of the slope, then on it, front, then on, and like that. So I like to kill this guy when he's in the way. Get these notes. So for this is the main part where you can't jump on the sides, because that's what ruins a lot of people. Main thing what you want to do here is sort of jump towards the middle of the room, kind of. Sort of just like in front of the slope, before you go on the slope. It's harder to do in Talon Trot because you can't really change direction without awkward angles in the joystick, but it is technically the fastest. So I just showed you what that looks like, but without Talon Trot it's much easier because you can jump without fluttering in front of the slope, and then you can flutter onto the slope when you're in front of it. Jump in front to flutter on. Whoops. I did another extra slope abuse there that was unnecessary. When you're on that, you can just jump and flutter inside. So jump, the middle, flutter on. I jumped too late. I fluttered too late. Jump middle, flutter on. Jump middle, flutter on. Jump, flutter in. Whoops. That's a mistake. Just like that. Here, the fastest thing to do, Talon Trot, see how this ground is not even? This spot right here is like the highest spot. So you can jump here, like up here, and then you can make this from here to here in one jump. That's the fastest thing to do here. But it's a little difficult and it's a little finicky. What you can just do instead, and it loses not a lot of time, is just jump here, and jump on, get your shadow off and on the slope, then just do another jump. This right here is not a slope, so it's easy. And yeah, that's it. So now, go here, jump, 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 and jump right under this jiggy if you can. Try not to jump from the sides. Skip the text. Normally there would be a bottles text here. You want to skip with L, B, and R, not L or B. If you hold R to skip, then the camera will change directions, and that'll mess you up. So just tap R to skip the text, and hold L and B. So roll here, flutter, get in Talon Trot, and jump up for these. Zoom out. I like to zoom out. Zooming out generally gives you a lot of control because you can see a lot better. That text box normally wouldn't be there. You want to peck into that jiggy. If you don't, normally pecking into the jiggy, if you don't peck into the jiggy, you have to watch the animation of getting out of Talon Trot. So that's why you want to peck into the jiggies. Now here you want to do this jump. Jump from right at the edge of this platform, just to here. It's kind of difficult. Just a bit right of down. Just like that. Or you can just come down here and do it. Oops, just like this. Get all these. I would recommend getting it with this camera, just not changing it at all. You can do whatever you want as long as it's consistent, but doing with this camera is A, less laggy, and B, makes this part a little easier. So get these. Get these. I like to turn my camera like this. Turn it again. Get these. Turn it a lot. Get these. Sort of try and make those two notes, those two front notes, straight with each other. Because then after you get these, you can hold straight down and jump. Turn the camera twice and get all three, then jump down. The calling is a bit difficult. I'll show the optimal way if I can do it. Yeah, I got it. So, the optimal thing to do there is to make him shoot 2 oranges right away. Without throwing in 2 oranges for 2 pads without throwing an orange in between. And to do that, you have to sort of jump right before he makes the sound of throwing it. And it's kind of hard to tell because you have to predict it. So as a beginner, you might just want to like wait till you hear the sound first and then start moving. You'll miss 1 orange cycle, but it's not that big of a deal. Then you're going to jump on this tree. Don't climb up this, because then... Whoops. Wow. Don't climb up this, because then you'll get hit like that. Just flutter when you're pretty low. You'll always get the orange. If you're too high, that'll happen. Then flutter. Roll, jump, flutter. And yeah. After the orange lands, you want to either jump towards Chimpy, roll towards Chimpy, or walk towards him. Just be right beside him so you get this jiggy right away. Now you're going to get in Talon Trot. Jump here, peck. Then you're going to get in Talon Trot, then press B while you're getting in Talon Trot. When you're getting in Talon Trot, the game doesn't register you as in Talon Trot until you are fully in Talon Trot. So you can do actions that you can as you would be able to as only Banjo. Which means you can talk to bottles with the B press here. skip this text. There would be normally 2 text boxes there if you have full health. If you have less than full health, then they'll give you 1 more text box. So you'll get an awkward camera here if you do it fast. Just sort of do it like that. Sort of just like down and switching your joystick as the camera moves. Look at my input display to see if you can figure it out. So for Conga, for the first shot, you want to make sure to skip his text before you shoot, or before the first egg lands. Shoot when he's pulling his arm back, then move out of the way. Then get in Talon Trot right away. Right before he shoots this, jump over here. Whoops, I made a mistake. I made a mistake because I was pausing a lot to explain. But yeah, that's the order of what you want to do. So right before he throws that first orange, jump over here. This jump is not too difficult. Wow. If he hits you, you can only hit him after he beats his chest. So, it's not straight right here. It's sort of in this direction of this little line. It's just a bit down of right, like that. If these two, there would normally be a token here. Like the setup for this to stand in the middle of this, hold straight left, shoot 3 eggs as you're moving to down left a bit. I don't think that would work. Oh yeah, that wouldn't work. I made a mistake there. The angle is actually just a bit down of right. Sorry, a bit down of left. So if you shoot 1 egg there, then 1 egg a bit too far down, then it won't work. Just like that. That should work. Yeah. Jump flutter onto here. If you really need to, you can zoom in on this. Aim for Conga, then shoot. That's pretty slow though. You'd be better off just shooting the third one from there. Jump flutter, beak bust. There would be a cutscene here. There's no cutscene here for me because of Everdrive reasons. So after the cutscene, you're going to be holding down left and roll, but you don't want to be mashing roll, because after the cutscene, there's like a frame where if you roll, you'll roll in this direction, even though you're not holding that direction. So just wait until you can see Banjo before you roll. Then get this Jiggy. Now here, the camera is just slightly different every time, so just hold whichever direction you see this orange pad is in, then walk into that direction for like a full second. Stop, and then once you hear him throw the orange, just walk towards the top left of the orange pad, and just a bit beyond it, and you'll get the Jiggy in the cutscene. Skip the text. Now we're making our way back to Mumbo's, like the Mumbo's area, Mumbo's hut. Get all these notes. Try and jump for these as much as possible, because jumping uphill is much faster than sliding uphill and walking uphill. So here, jump, peck, jump, beak bust, roll, and right here I want to show something. Let me kill this guy just so he doesn't hit me. That too. You see when I'm jumping up this, it doesn't. Banjo, once I overtake this corner, Banjo's not really on the hut. He's in the air for a split second. That's when you want to beat them. And you want to roll for this, jump, flutter, roll, jump, flutter, and back roll. Get this Jiggy. Go off the edge as you get in Talon Trot. Sorry, not like that. Just walk off and then do the inputs for Talon Trot, then jump into Mumbo's hut. Mumbo's hut, just try and take the path that I take. Don't wake up Mumbo. It's faster to just wake him up later. So jump here, jump again, peck, jump, beak bust, turn your camera so you can see where you're going. Now this first shot is pretty simple. Shoot forward. Now this next shot, you have to delay it quite a bit. You have to wait till his head fully hits the ground, and since it's laggy, it'll take a bit. Look at that, you can see the small Juju head under the red feather sign. It's kind of funny. And then you normally keep going around, but since I paused, it's a bit weird for me. These last two you can do instantly. And you wanna obviously don't wait, but like you wanna sort of get this Jiggy from the front and try and zoom in. Then sorry, I accidentally zoomed out. After the Jiggy Jig, roll, zoom out again, press right C, and then beak bust that and get the Jiggy. I just say this because it's a really nice camera setup for this next part. Get these, turn the camera, whoops. Jump back, turn the camera a bit. then get this. Excuse my sloppiness. This is basically the 100% route, but I haven't ran 100% in a while. Get these notes, then you want to come down here and jump into the water. And get all these notes. If you end up like something like this, then just tap A, then swim. Here, whoops, that's my bad. Going up here, you're gonna skip this Jiggy Jig. This is the 10th Jiggy Jig. You're gonna jump into the water. When you get this Jinja, the Jiggy's gonna spawn and jump in the air. You're gonna, when it's on its way down, you're gonna jump with it into the water onto this side right here. And then, it takes a bit of practice, but it's not too difficult. Go right under the Jiggy, then jump in that direction when it's right about to hit you. Now, if you go on land right now, you see Banjo has the Jiggy in his hand. So if you go on land, then you would do the Jiggy Jig. So you have to flutter first in the water, then you collect the Jiggy, and you can go here. With these 2 notes, ideally you would jump for these, all of these, without using your slide, but it's kind of hard, so you can just walk for them. Yeah. That's Mumbo's Mountain. I'm gonna be just going over the termite skip here. So, this termite skip is a slope abuse. So the fastest way, backflip. Oh wait, one thing to mention, you're just gonna have to skip a text right when you leave. So backflip, bear punch, jump off. Alright? After you jump off, just to get your shadow off, flutter to change direction so you go back on. Alright? Now, you're gonna jump, flutter, then roll. That's just mashing AAB. And you gotta do it pretty fast so the slope timer doesn't run out. Oops, I made a mistake. That's my fault. B, AAB. Alright? Now after that, you're gonna do a big jump. Sorry. You're gonna do a big jump and then beak bust right before you hit the mountain and then get the Jiggy in your recoil. That would have gotten the Jiggy. So that's the fastest way to do it. A slightly easier way is to do the same way here, except over here, after the roll, hold Z, press A, backflip, then beak bust. So that's the second fastest way. An easier way to do both of these is to roll here instead of bear punch. Slightly slower, but you get a bit more height, so it's easier. So roll, jump, and do the same thing. You can do it with the backflip too. Now the easiest way, it's a bit slower, but it's the easiest. You jump up here, roll, jump off, flutter back on, roll again, jump off, flutter back on again, and then roll backflip. You don't even have to backflip at the end there, you can just jump and beak bust. But yeah, you just want to make sure that your shadow goes off the edge here. Get off, basically when it goes off screen, I'd say. When it goes off screen, then that's when you jump back off, I think. Yeah, there, I didn't get it off there. This is a bad one, but yeah. Yep, so that's just about it. I can show you just a cool little faster method. Where you roll here, jump. That would be the fastest, but it's really hard. But yeah, anyways, so that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.